Hi. Last week I said I would show you some apps that I'm not quite convinced about that are now available on Canva. Let's go to my screen and take a look. There are so many apps now on Canva that I just thought I'd go through a few that, as I said, I'm not wholly convinced about. You might find them useful, but I thought I'd just do a quick roundup of a few so you can take a look. I'm going to click on to apps in the apps from my homepage. And what I'm going to do is actually click on AI powered to reduce the amount that now Canva has available. Click on that. As you can see, Animeify is one of the first ones, and I will demonstrate that one. DALL-E and some of the other ones like Imagen, I've already demonstrated for you. But I want to look at some of these. They're not quite so good. I'm going to click on is Krikey AI. This adds custom 3D animated avatars to your designs, and I'll show you how it works. Let me go to use in a new design, and I'm going to do it as a presentation, because that gives you the biggest space to see. I will have a play. Krikey AI Animate is now loaded up, and you just choose an avatar, select the animation you want, type in what you think they want them to say, and then you can choose a language and an accent. Let me go to see all, which will let us see all the avatars they have. And some of these are quite cute if you want to use them. Let me choose this one. Now you can do a Bhangra dance, or you can do a chicken dance, holiday spray jump, pointing, presenting, thinking, idle, linker dance, magic spell, birthday, hello wave. I'm going to do birthday. Say hello everyone, and then we can just say birthday. And you can see you can have up to 500 characters. And I'm just going to repeat this. Boring, but I'm going to repeat it. And I'm going to choose English. And you can see there's a huge range of languages to choose from. And then I want a British accent. From here, I can choose voices. And you can have Emma friendly, Emma serious, Brian friendly, Arthur enthusiastic. If you want, you can preview the speech. I'm just going to preview all of these.
Hello, this is my voice.
That's sort of quite formal rather than very friendly to me. Serious.
Hello, this is my voice.
A little more serious, but younger. Brian friendly.
Hello, this is my voice.
I'm not quite sure. Brian sounds a little spooky to me. I will try Arthur enthusiastic.
Hello, this is my voice.
I think I'll go with that one. As you can see, you have to generate one credit. And it's not clear, and I couldn't find anywhere obvious on here that actually said, and I did check the app information. I just clicked on these three dots to say app details. And there's nothing on here that says what your credits are or how long they last. I then took a look at Krikey AI's website and their pricing, so I had an idea of what was going on. I'm assuming it's free, but as I said, it's not clear. And you can have 20 credits, one-time grant. And so I'm going to have to assume that's what I get with Canva. Let's just generate this. Again, I'll leave this in real time so you can see how long it takes. And when I tried this previously, it didn't take very long. And we seem to have lost my settings. I will show you this one. You can see video's background. And let's play him.
Hello, everyone.
Clicking on three dots meant that my settings were lost. Let me create another one and go back to the original guide that we had. So we're going to do a birthday. We'll put back in happy birthday. And obviously, the more text I've got, the longer the video will last. I'm going to try with an American accent now. I'll try Stephen enthusiastic.
Hello, this is my voice.
Let's generate more privilege and just click on that. And again, I'm leaving it in real time. It hasn't taken very long. I'm going to set the video's background. Let's upload it to my library. Let's see what
Hello,
happens.
everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, a little on the boring side. I'm not sure what I'd use this for. It seems quite limited to me in what you can do and the actions you can have. Focus on the short animation if you are going to use one and see how it works for you. That was Krikey AI Animate. Now let's go back to Discover Apps. And then look at this big one that's featured here, which is Animeify. I think that's how you say it. Create a new art, and I'm going to use it in a new design. And again, I'm going to put it as a presentation so we can see it easily. It's asking me to choose a photo, and I'm going to go to some photographs that I had before. Let's make a name out of me here. That's Animeifying my image. And this one seems to be moving quite quickly through to actually create the image. No, this doesn't particularly look like me. This is what I found before. I've added the original image that we took this from. Yes, it's made of a name for me. It's maybe look a lot younger, which is quite fun. But again, I would be struggling to find uses for it. But you might absolutely love it. I'm going to choose a file again. Just make sure I get the same one. And we'll see what it comes up with. It moves pretty quickly. It's doing it quite fast. And here it comes up with my image. Not bad. Looks vaguely like me. A lot younger me, which is okay. I probably could use that if I wanted to in some kind of photo, but I do seem to, this is where AI does weird things. I do seem to have a phone in either hand now, but that often happens with AI just adding odd things to the images it creates. That one was Animeify. Again, let's go back. Let's take a look at one for earlier. And as you can see, there are just so many of these doing all sorts of different things. And a lot of voice font stuff. And we'll have a look at some of these later. But the next one I'm going to look at is called SecretInk. And this one I really didn't get at all. What it does is blends text into any image background to create an artistic illusion. Let's have a look. Again, using a new design. And do presentation. SecretInk wants me to enter a message and describe a background, and then they create the illusion that combines. I'm just going to leave this at hello to demonstrate to you. And it says shorter text works best. 15 characters is the maximum you can do. And then it says to try an example or put in your own background. I'm going to try one of their examples. 19th century Mac painting. Island of palm trees and moonlit path leading through a mystical grove of trees. Well, actually, this is doing something strange. It's obviously messed itself up and got two descriptions there. A cat with a red background. Let's try that. I'm just going to click. It's crafting my illusion. And wait to see what happens. Okay, this does say hello. But this poor cat looks very distorted and very strange. I think I'm going to try another one and see if we can find something better. Fireworks illuminating the sky. Try that one. Nice image. Let's see whether you can see the word hello. You could say it's in the buildings. Let's try a final one. Well, again, I'll go with the suggestion they have, which is chocolate. It always seems like if they want me, type this in and then click. Could be chocolate, could be anything really. I'm not overly impressed with this. I'm not quite sure where you'd use it. You might want to use it just to embed some wording into something, but since it's not very obvious, you might not want to go with this. And as I said, the cat one just looks pretty bizarre. One more I'm going to try, and then I'm going to call it a day for today. And other ones show you another time. The final one I'm going to show you is Paintify. This is turn your own photos into captivating artworks. Again, just use it in an existing design. I just want you to choose a file. I'm going to choose one of my photos again, so they're just coming up. And I'll do it more as a portrait type photo. We'll see what happens. So paintifying my image now. We'll see what happens next. This is taking a little longer than the other ones have taken. It's clearly still thinking about it. Okay. Well, it's just come up with an image that it's decided. Not quite sure. Doesn't look very like me, but could be a version of me. Flattering version. Let's paintify again and replace. And see what happens next time. Again, it's taking its time to think about this and coming up with an image, but let's see what it produces in the end. That one's probably a little closer to me in terms of hair color. I could use that one. I just thought it'd be useful to show you how these work. Let me stretch this out a bit so you can see it. It's quite a nice painted artwork. Anyway, I think I'll stop there. Just a few of the new apps that are coming through, and particularly the AI ones. And I think the issue with AI is that you really do need to be quite specific about what you want, and you have to have a reason why you're going to use it, because some of the images are not quite as good as you want them to be. I hope that helps. And if you found this video useful, please do subscribe below. I'll try some more of the apps next week, and I'll see you next week.